Hey everyone, this is Riddle Her Courage Raven, and I'm here with my comic book reviews for the week July 22nd, 2020. And I ended up reading 10 comic books this week. So, yeah, let's get through them. Of course, I'll be opening with Lords of Empyre, Emperor Hulkling, issue number 1 by writers Chip Zdarsky and Anthony Oliveira. And you all, this issue was perfect as far as my opinion is concerned. The story served as an introduction to Hulkling and why he's the figurehead of the current Empyre event. And if you guys have been following my comic book coverage, you would know that I'm a huge fan of Teddy and Billy's relationship, which is Hulkling and Wiccan. And we all know that Wiccan is busy being part of Strike Force, and Hulkling doesn't necessarily have anything to do. But now, with the Kree and the Skrull forming an alliance, Hulkling needs to accept his destiny. And I actually thought that Wiccan wasn't necessarily involved in what Hulkling is going to do in Empyre, but this issue showed that no, Wiccan knows what Hulkling is up to, and he is very supportive of his fiancée. So that's something that I was very interested in seeing, and I enjoyed every panel of this issue. And yes, Hulkling is the king of space and Wiccan is the future demiurge, but to each other they're just two queer young men in love trying to figure out life. And you all, the art by, let's see if I remember. Yeah, I have it written down. The art team. So the art is by Manuel Garcia, colorist is Triona Farrell, and inker is Sam Smith. And the emotional moments between Wiccan and Hulkling really got to me. Yeah, also, I have to share that at first I was kind of ready to be very angry and I was ready to flip tables because of certain decisions that were made in the narrative. The Skrulls and the Kree wanted Hulkling to let go of all of his relationships with Earth in order to be the king and lead the army, and that meant that he had to break off his engagement with Wiccan. And I was like, oh no, you don't. But yeah, it was revealed that Hulkling did what he had to do, and he was basically lying, and I was like, whoa. Like, I calmed the heck down because yeah, I wouldn't have liked if their engagement was called off. And as far as my opinion is concerned, making loving couples break up just to cause drama is lazy writing. So I'm very happy that Zdarsky and Oliveira didn't go down that route. But anyway, basically, Wiccan and Hulkling are in it till the end, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these two will team up in the Empyre event. Next up, we have Empyre issue number 2, and it's by writers L. Ewing and Dan Slott, and it was kind of a fast read. Everything that happened was kind of very predictable to me. However, I did like that scene when Carol, Captain America, ended up absorbing the magical energy from Hulkling's space sword. So, yeah, let's see how this event progresses. Then we have Empyre Avengers issue number 1. Now, if you guys decided to pick this issue up like me because Storms is on the cover, well, you'll be disappointed because Storm wasn't in this issue. Maybe she will appear down the line, who knows? But anyway, this issue is by writer Jim Zub, and it involved Earth's heroes, even some of the not famous ones, working together to save innocent people during the war between the Kree, the Skrull, and the Kotati. And also, I have to applaud artist Carlos Magno and colorist Espen Grundegern. Yeah, I guess I'm butchering the name. But anyway, because the character designs of the Kotati require a lot of detail, so kudos to the art department. Then we have Empyre X-Men issue number 1, which is basically a 4-issue mini story, and I enjoyed this a lot. So it opened with Wanda still feeling regret over how she ended up depowering a whole lot of mutants around the world, and she wants to erase M-Day out of existence, and Doctor Strange is like, Wanda, you can't do that. So because we know that Wanda is always causing trouble, Wanda ended up, she decided that she's going to resurrect the millions of mutants that died in Genosha, and of course she resurrected them, and of course they ended up being zombies. And the current Empyre X-Men tie-in has to deal with the Kotati landing on Genosha, encountering zombies, and then the X-Men team has to go in there, and then remember those old women from Horde culture? Well, they're there. Well, they appear as well, and it's a very fun story, and I'm looking forward to reading more. Now, New Mutants issue number 11 ended up serving a closure to Ed Brisson's current arc, which involves that young mutant from another country and how her nightmares end up absorbing the people around her. But anyway, the team is able to save her after Wildsides gives her pleasant dreams. And I guess in the next issue, the X-Men have to deal with doxing, so let's see what happens. X-Men and Fantastic Four, the 4-issue miniseries, also concluded this week, and it was kind of a predictable conclusion. Doom had his own hidden intentions behind helping Franklin. Of course, Franklin's powers are still acting weird. Now, in my opinion, the most impactful panels were near the end when Magneto and Charles ended up walking to Reed Richards, and Charles used his powers to erase Reed's memories of how to create this device that hides the mutant gene and prevents mutants from using the Krakoan gates. And I'm like, okay, that was a very gangster move. However, I have a feeling that this is going to come and bite Charles and Eric down the line, so let's see what happens. Also, Valeria is having these secret conversations with Uncle Doom, and I'm like, Valeria, what are you doing, girl? Coming over to DC, Batman issue number 95 released this week by writer James Tynion IV, and in my opinion, I know that Tynion IV has a plan, but I would like him to hurry up because this issue was quite boring in my opinion. However, Bruce does get a new batsuit he didn't even know existed, so there's that. This batsuit kind of reminded me of those old Batman toys that came with a whole lot of gadgets. While we are talking about James Tynion, his second issue of the story, Wynd, came out, and I am enjoying Wynd a whole lot. There's a whole lot of fantasy elements in there. Also, it's quite dangerous. Like Michael Dialynis does do a great job of bringing the fantastical world of Wynd to life, but don't be fooled. Even though things are cute, with the bandaged man around, things are far from being adorable. So yeah, there is danger involved. And this issue dealt with Wynd being asked to leave Pipe Town. And it makes sense that you would want to send Wynd to a location where he can live freely. However, it's also clear that Wynd isn't happy with him being having magic inside of him. He's actually worried about what that magic might end up doing to him. So there's a whole lot of emotional trauma there. But yeah, I really hope that this story is picked up by a streaming service or a network, because I want this to be given an animated adaptation or a live action adaptation. Like, I'm enjoying the story a whole lot. Then we have Billionaire Island issue number 3 by Mark Russell, and I was provided with a free review copy of Billionaire Island issue number 3 for free. This is not a sponsored review, and the opinions are my own. Now, if you guys aren't reading Billionaire Island issue number 3, like, this story is so interesting as far as my opinion goes. Like, yeah, I mean, Russell's storytelling continues to be quite pointed, and I appreciate his insight in human nature. So, and it's so weird. Like, the billionaires that Russell is showcasing, they are so separate from reality. They're living in their own bubble. It's kind of comedic, but also sad to see. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where this series leads. And for those wondering, this issue features Trent being interrogated, and he ended up realizing that, these billionaires are more crazy than I thought. And then the rest of the panels have Shelley and Flynn trying to find a way to get off the island, but it turns out that there isn't any escape, so the two are stuck, and Flynn really doesn't take this well. The final comic book that I read this week is Mighty Morphin Rangers, Ranger Slayer, issue number 1, and I am a fan of Ranger Slayer. I ended up being a fan of her the moment she appeared, especially because I'm also a fan of Kimberly Hart. So this issue, written by Ryan Parrott, shows Kimberly Hart going back to the coinless world in order to atone for her mistakes when she was working for Drakon under mind control. And as a fan of Kimberly, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed reading every panel of this self-contained story. It has the undead, it has a whole lot of action, a whole lot of interesting character moments, and the final panel, you all, I really hope that Parrot decides to explore that final panel more down the line. Anyway, which comic books did you guys pick up this week? Let me know. I will be doing a written review of this for the Geekiary. The link to that will be down in the comment section below. And yeah, until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys later.